So she is not able to bring full mustard of handful of mustard from where the no one can died, and she was just seated edge of the road, and she continuously watched the city lights blinking and observed them till there was just darkness all around. After deep reflection, she realized that man's faith was just like these city lights and flickering and extinguished repeatedly. The cycle of birth and death is nature's way of working. Suddenly, she becomes conscious as to how selfish she had been in her sorrow, and that one who was born must rest eternally. Men are mortal, and the ones that are immortal have covered the path fear for the worldly pleasure. According to the Lord Buddha, the life of the mortals is troubled because they have not made peace with the fact that the one who is born must rest eternally. There is no way of a living being can avoid facing death, just like a ripe fruit is more prone to falling and its mortal is bounded to die, just like all earthen vessels break at some point. So do men, whether old or young, foolish or wise. Death leaves none of them. The only way death work by the withdrawn, the uh, persons ceases to exist. No one has control over death. Neither a father can save his son, nor a kinsman has relative. Just like an ox is taken to the slaughterhouse to be killed, so does death do with the mortals, leaving none behind. Thus, the one who knows this truth and doesn't grieve at his loss, it is one of who being called the wise and the Lord Buddha. According to the Lord Buddha, one should not grieve, weep to be miserable at some thing which can be bound to happen, for it will keep man away from obtaining peace of mind. It will only multiply the pain and suffering thus, leading to the physical weakness, and moreover, no amount of grief would bring back the death. It is very important to understand that one must move past feelings like sorrow and grief as the only way to lead the path of the salvation. So, in the end, the Gautam Buddha's preachment was that if we are feeling the grief and sorrow, it will increasing our pain and suffering. But if we want peace of mind, so we have to be remembered to the God, and we have to be thinking about that wise person are full aware about the nature's functioning, must not grieve at something bound of happens, and only then he can be happy and blessed. So we have to try forget our pains and try to remember the God only. So this is the preaching, this is the sermon given by the first time in the Benares by the Gautam Buddha.